B-Marsh Boxing back at it with another post-fight review. Talented prospect, David Kaminsky. What was he, about 6-0? Well, he ain't 6-0 no more. He got upset. 6-0. He was 6-0 coming into this fight versus a guy that I've seen now twice by the name of Clay Collard. Clay Collard is a former UFC guy. Okay, he's a guy, a Caucasian from Utah. And this guy right now is the upset special king. You know what I mean? Three fights in, and this guy that he put hands on tonight was a guy by the name of David Kaminsky, 19 years old, a guy from Israel, but based in Tarzana, California. Okay, this guy David Kaminsky has been signed to Top Rank since he was 17 years old, 2 years ago. Now he's 19 years old, and he fought this 27-year-old grown-ass man in Clay Collard from Utah, and Clay Collard from Jump Street was on his ass. Punches and bunches, awkward style. You know what I'm saying? Just a come forward fighter, a guy who lets his hands go at all times. David Kaminsky thought he was just trying to be a little too cute in there, admiring his work from the first couple rounds. You know what I'm saying? Unleashes a combination and then admires his work rather than going for the kill. This guy, Clay Collard, just kept coming forward and he put hands and just battered this guy Kaminsky, man. This fight was only a 6 rounder. If you saw David Kaminsky's face by the end of this fight, you'd be like, Jesus Christ, man. This guy went through war. And David Kaminsky, he might have got ruined tonight. You know what I mean? The man had to go to the hospital, you know. Fortunately, you know, all his test scans, they read negative, you know what I mean? So, but he suffered multiple lacerations to the face. He got a cut on his right eye by a right hand. They were trying to say that was basically the tape on what's his name on Clay Collard's right hand glove that cut the man on his eye. He was bleeding profusely. You know what I'm saying? And from then on, I was like, uh-oh, let me see if this kid can overcome this test. You know what I mean? Like I said, Clay Collard has had, this is the second undefeated guy that I've seen him beat. He beat a guy last time, a Hispanic guy on, what do you call it, on PBC. You know what I'm saying? A guy by the name of Raymond Gojardo or something. And he's, you know what I'm saying? I think he stopped him in 2 rounds. That was a beautiful fight. He just beat the shit out this guy. This guy, people are probably looking at Clay Collard. You know what I'm saying? Clay Collard is 7-2 with 3 draws and only 2 KOs. They probably looking at this guy like he's a UFC guy and he ain't got no boxing skills. This guy's just a fighter, straight up and down. You know what I'm saying? If you see how this guy fights, he's just a fighter. Come forward, awkward, punches and bunches. Got a high work rate. And the guy David Kaminsky was not ready for that one bit. He lost every single round in this fight to me. I ain't see him win any round. It went 6 rounds, and he got his ass handed to him. You know what I mean? And you know, I'm just gonna sit here patiently, and I'm gonna wait for to see how many people make videos about David Kaminsky being a top rank hype job. You know what I'm saying? Because when guys on the PBC side of the streets, and look, man, B Marsh, I'm gonna keep it tall with y'all. All that selective criticism, that shit gonna have to stop. You're gonna have to call it all around the board, okay? When a PBC prospect, a guy like, let's say David, what's the guy's name? Not David Kaminsky. What's the guy's name? Adam Konaki lost. People had like they celebrated like this was like the biggest upset when he lost to Hellenius. Man, I knew that that man might lose that fight because Hellenius is a big dude. Hellenius was supposed to be in the categories of Deontay Wilder's and the Tyson Furies. You know what I'm saying? He was mentioned by guys like Emmanuel Stewart as one of the guys who might be there in the future. But Emmanuel Stewart was more high on Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder more than the David Prices and the Hellenius. We're gonna have to see how many people gonna jump out there and talk about this David Kaminsky being a top rank, ESPN top rank hype job. You know what I mean? Because this guy Clay Collins making his rounds. You know what I'm saying? Going from PBC on Fox, battering up and coming prospects over there, undefeated too. Remember that. Undefeated prospects. Then he comes over here to ESPN top rank and he batters David Kaminsky, a guy who they were very high on. I'm just waiting to see, man. People gotta be consistent with it. Me personally, look, man, this guy David Kaminsky, who is he at the end of the day? 6-0 with only 3 KOs. That 3 KOs is already a red flag. You know what I mean? That's just the truth of the matter. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you can't become a good fighter with only 3 KOs in 6 total pro fights, but really and truly, man should be like 6-0 with 5 KOs at least. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not gonna say he's a hype job or anything, but the guy who wasn't supposed to win the fight, Clay Collard, who ain't the house fighter, he ain't promoted by Top Rank. Like I said, he's freelancing. Was on PBC on Fox 4 months ago, battering the Hispanic opponent and undefeated prospect. Now he comes over here to ESPN and batters David Kaminsky, a Top Rank prospect. And he's beaten 3 undefeated up and coming prospects in a row. God give it up to Clay Collard. B Marsh Boxer, let me know what y'all thought about this fight. What the deal? Jed Kyle's in the chat. How you doing, Big Jed? How you doing, big man? Thanks for coming through. Jed Kyle says, "What's up, bro?" He says, "I remember this guy getting beat up real bad by Max Holloway back in the day." True indeed. I must have missed that one, or I might have seen it or not paid attention. But all I do know is Clay Collard has been on a roll in his last couple fights, and he's doing the damn thing. And gotta give him his credit. B March Boxley, your thoughts and comments. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Peace. Thanks for coming through, Jack Collins. Everybody in the chat, I'm gone.